the world champions, the Springboks, will begin their test season against Italy at Loftus Versfeld in Pretoria. It's later today, and we know the women are the curtain raiser there. In the past, the Boks have beaten Italy with big margins, with 63-21 win as the latest result when the two teams met. Kriel will be captaining the side for the second time. I mean, last week wasn't officially a test, but Siya Kolisi is still out. That's due to injury. And so to preview the game, we are now joined by Annemie Bester. She's a rugby journalist at rugby365.com. Good morning, Annemie. It's so good to chat to you. I just chatted to you off air saying that we were at the conference, a media conference with the Springboks earlier this week. They have been talking about their lineup. They have been talking about various changes that they've been making in the team. We know that the Barbarians was perhaps not really a true test, a true opening test. It starts in earnest now with the Italians. Is that not so?
Yes, that's right. This is the first official test. The Barbarian game was just a friendly. So this is basically to kick off the test season for the Springboks.
And how do you see it unfolding? I mean, I just recall Don's comments about, I think to quote him, he said, it's a proper test team. I think that's obviously after the Barbarians there, but he was also notably impressed by their scrum completion rate. You know, you're saying that we shouldn't just look at the history and look at the margins and then say, oh, it's going to be a sitter for the Boks.
No, I don't think so. You know, Springbok Rassie Erasmus picked a very strong side for this test, and that shows a lot of respect for the Italians. And if you think of the, you know, the two teams that played, Italian teams that played in the URC this year, Zebre and Benetton, you know, they were excellent. They came to South Africa, beat the Lions, almost beat the Sharks. So, you know, these are strong players, and they are to come and play against the best in the world and want to show what they can do. So, you know, it's nice to see that Loftus will probably almost be full. And we expect it's going to be a proper test match.
Yep. I think it's going to be great for Vincent Chituka making his test debut. There's been a lot said about him this week. We have Willems back. He must be quite excited, but also nervous. Pollard is there. What are your thoughts regarding some of those new inclusions and some old faces coming back?
Yeah, I think for Vincent, it was good to have his first outing in a Springbok jersey last weekend. He scored 2 tries. This is the first test, so he'll be out to show what he can do. You know, Willems as well, he played his last Springbok test in the Rugby World Cup final in 2023. So, I mean, he's so excited. He said he was very nervous and he's just waiting for the anthem to play, and then, you know, he'll get into everything. So, I mean, yeah, it's just exciting to see these youngsters coming through. It's a good blend of experience. Also, Mona van der Berg, you know, will play with the very experienced Andre Pollard next to him. So, you know, shame the poor guy only played in rain tests. This is his 3rd test. So at least it'll be on the high veld. It'll be nice and dry, you know, hard field, and they can run and just express themselves.
I'm actually just thinking, and I stand to be corrected, Pollard also hasn't played since the World Cup. Am I correct there?
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, he's been overseas. I mean, obviously, Leicester Tigers did well. They didn't win the premiership, but they played in the final. So yeah, I mean, they're all excited to be in action again. And this time for the first time in South Africa for this year.
What do you make of Rassie Erasmus's change with Andre Esterhuizen in that new hybrid type forward role? What are your insights there and your thoughts?
We actually spoke to Rassie about it earlier in the week, and you know, you never know what to expect from this coach. He's very innovative. He comes up with new ideas that no one else does, and it makes sense. You know, Andre is a very bulky type player, even if he's a backline. He did play, I think, 8th man at school. So apparently he's been working very hard behind the scenes in this position, and all the players support him. And you know, if you have the support of everyone around you, anything is possible. And I think that's the way the game is going to evolve. You've got centers playing wing and fullback, and you know, they switch around anyway. So I think that's the new way that the game has evolved, and Russia has just taken it to another step.
There definitely is a fluidity, structures that we know of can't always be relied on, and strategies either. I've just got a few minutes left with you, unfortunately, and maybe we can just quickly touch on what you make of the curtain raiser with the Springbok woman, your thoughts there, and how that's obviously supporting the women's game there. I don't know if you managed to watch the under-20s last night at all, and then maybe just a prediction for today, Annemie.
Okay, let's talk about the women first. I'm so excited for them. It's a very big test. They're playing against the second best team in the world, Canada. So I hope people are going to come out early and watch them. They kick off at 1:30, I think. When Swys came in and Bafana and Leku, they just took the women's game to the next level. And they've shown in the WXV2 last year that, they can compete at this level. They've never won a game at a World Cup. They're aiming to do so this year. The World Cup is in August in England, and I think they're targeting the Italy game especially, and just to get through their pool games. That's the main thing. But these women have been working very hard. I attended their training session earlier in the week. It was just so exciting to see the vibe, and that you can see there's another vibe there that we hadn't had before in women's rugby. So I'm very excited for them.
Perfect. Well, Annemie Bester, thank you so much for chatting to us. It was great to get your insights and your thoughts there. She's just sharing how excited she is about the Springbok women being the curtain raiser there for the test against Italy, which takes place today.